Good day, it's Rob here with the Grumpy Old Gamers, and welcome to the 39th episode of You Can't Teach an Old Gamer New Tricks. With me today is nobody, because it's just me. Mr. Cashmere's got the day off today. He's doing some house renovations here. He's knee-deep in them. So for at least this week, it's going to be a solo show. We were joking last week about doing the Rob show, and that's what we got here. But we'll do our best here to get through this together. And we're going to start off with some housekeeping. So first off, thank you for everyone who entered the contest here so far for the 1,000 likes. We've got quite a few people already commenting. It's great. Got some great input into some things we can do for the page. So we thank you all who entered and all who've dropped a comment there. And June 15th, we'll be doing the live draw for the $50 Amazon gift cards. So get your comments in before then. We'll do a couple reminders here on the page just to help people remember. And yeah, let's get right into the news. So, first off, in what was quite possibly the most disappointing news I've had in a long time, Sega has announced some news, but not exactly what we were all looking for here. Yes, instead of getting a new console, we're getting some Game Gear micros. And at first I saw this, I was really excited. I thought, man, you know, with all the mini consoles and all the improvements in LCD technology, this really has the opportunity to be something great. But for whatever reason, Sega has announced 4 different colors. Looks amazing. Nice tiny little micro. Each system is going to have 4 games. 4. For about $40 American. So I don't even really need to get into why that's a disappointment. There's a lot of building up towards this, and man, yeah, it was a real disappointment. I mean, it would have been absolutely great to see some sort of a micro if you're going to do something like the Game Gear. Game Gear is one of the most beloved Sega consoles ever. Great handheld. But 4 games on each just seems like a huge waste of time, honestly. So, but you know what? We thought after that okay, well the micro wasn't great, but they're still announcing some other big announcement. Maybe this will be the new Dreamcast 2 or a new Sega Saturn sequel, let's say the Sega Jupiter, or, you know, something fun like that. So what did they announce? A new fog gaming program, which is going to use arcade machines somehow. Yeah. Do I look disappointed? I'm pretty disappointed. I would think most people are too. So the big news, I honestly didn't read too much of this because I was just so disappointed, but yeah, fog gaming, going to use the arcades in Japan as the technical backbone. So kind of a Stadia idea using the machines in Japan. Yeah, going to need to see some more about this because not really excited right now. Kind of disappointed. You know, I've been cheering for Sega for a while here, and after the new Genesis Mini, I thought, man, now's going to be the time they make the big comeback. Super excited. I know a lot of people were. Rumors were flying. Nobody picked fog gaming for the arcades. So, yeah. Don't even know what to. I'm just going to close those stories. We're going to move on to the next one here. And something that was quite cool. The Video Game History Foundation found some floppy disks belonging to a programmer, designer, the late Chris Oberth. Hope I'm saying that name right. Well, what they found inside, I'm just going to take that Safeway ad off there. Just got to close that. There we go. They found 21 floppy disks that had a prototype game on there for a Days of Thunder for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And we did get a Days of Thunder. It was alright, but this looked like a completely different game. Like, it looked like there was a first-person kind of qualifying lap that And then later on, you got sort of a 2D side-scrolling actual part of the game. And so they spent a lot of time, this History Foundation, actually going through, getting all the tools, making a, I believe they got an actual, oh, they found the source code. They're giving it, they're giving the source code open to, for people to make ROMs out of it, but they didn't make their own ROM. But I wouldn't imagine it's not too long before we get ROMs for this. And it looked, it honestly looked pretty amazing. Like, and this is just the kind of cool news that I absolutely love. Like seeing where something lost in time like this, like a real Nintendo game that no one saw, like just released like that. It's really cool news, and kudos to the Video Game History Foundation for bringing this, giving us some good news here, and kind of giving us a peek into what could have been, into a game that actually looks pretty sweet. So good stuff there. What else we got here? The big news here for PlayStation was that they delayed their PS5 reveal. It was supposed to be June 4th, and a lot of other developers and publishers were doing this too. And it of course has to do with all of the protests and the Black Lives Matter protests down in the States and really all around the world. And honestly, it's a great, I mean, it's the right choice, honestly. Like, it's an important time in history right now, and the events going on right now are going to be very monumental in history going forward, honestly, into a really sore spot. And what's honestly a very important topic that needs to be talked about. And being a white guy, I honestly I couldn't even begin to imagine some of the things that go on, some of the inequities there, and of course the right thing is to fully support it, and that's what we do here at the Grumpy Old Gamers. And honestly, Sony did the right thing here by delaying this. So, or honestly, hopefully everything, it's a tipping point in history, and hopefully everything kind of tips the right way. I mean, it's looking promising. Like, there's a lot of support for this, and Sony did the right thing. Like, honestly, any sort of release or development would have been in very bad taste. But you know what? PlayStation 5's coming out shortly, and we're all going to see it. It's going to come, so just maybe next week, that'll be the right time to do it. So yeah, good job, Sony. Well done. What else we got here? Yeah, and a surprise to everyone here. So Konami, out of the blue, launched a brand new action platformer called Skelet AK on the Switch by a third-party developer, Ukuza. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And it looks like a pretty sweet little game. But the big thing is that Konami has been kind of out of the game publishing business for a while here, since I believe the Metal Gear Solid... Nope, since that Contra game that came out. Which got kind of critically panned, so they've been kind of laying low. But it's a brand new IP. It's not just kind of riding the coattails of a known one. And honestly, looks pretty amazing art style. I mean, you got to get behind a good platformer. Looks pretty good. So that might be a game, and I mean, the price is looks pretty reasonable. It's £16. I think that's about 30 Canadian, give or take. So might be worth a shout to check out. That's Skelet AK. And good job, Konami. All right, some big news here, and like out of the blue, is that EA Access, which has long since been tied, it's their all-in-one kind of EA game package that you can get, which had been tied behind their launcher Origin for the longest time, is now coming to Steam. Just kind of out of the blue, they dropped this, and there are a whole bunch of new EA games as well, looking like some of them are going to stay back, like Apex Legends, FIFA, Battlefield 5. But this is actually some pretty big news. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, whether they just decided that Steam was really the place people go for their PC stuff. I think it's a great choice. It sounds like it's going to be just the EA Access Basic, which gives you kind of limited access to a bunch of things in the vault, and a 10-hour trials to up to newer games, whereas Premier adds in full access to brand new games. So yeah, good on EA. Hopefully this is the death of Origin, because honestly that launcher just sucks. But we'll see. So some big news from EA. And although honestly I think the news I'd love to see from EA one day would be an NHL port of or a port for the PC. I keep hoping, but nothing so far. But good on EA. Alright, what else we got here? Didn't get that. Alright, so we got Kingdom. This is a game I didn't know too much about, but it's been getting quite a buzz, so thought we'd go with it there. THQ Nordic is bringing a remaster of one of their games, Kingdoms of Amalur. And Brent, I apologize if I'm goofing that up, re-reckoning. But yeah, it's one of their... It's an RPG, I guess. Came out in 2012. Got a bit of a cult following. Getting a remaster. August 11th. So that's always good. THQ Nordic is one of those companies that you either get something really good or you really get something really bad. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And I believe that is all the news there. I believe so. Can't think of too much here. So maybe we'll move right on to what I'm playing here. What am I playing? Well, it's another boring week because I'm still playing Minecraft Dungeons. I know I spoke out about it last week and said this it wasn't great, but you know what? I kind of pushed through it a little bit. Played a little co-op there, and the co-op is actually what kind of makes that game shine. Solo is kind of a grindy bore, but you get together with a couple friends there, and it's a pretty good time. So, been playing through that, and you know what? For a Minecraft kind of Diablo-ish game, it actually gets kind of hard near the end there. Like, it's actually the curve goes way up. And you know, as it's going further in, I'm seeing a little more of the appeal to it. It's actually a very serviceable Diablo clone. So, and you know what? If you have Game Pass, it's free to try. So, if you're interested, go check it out. And also this week, Ryan and I posted the end to our Streets of Rage 4 playthrough. Finally got through the game there. It was nice to actually see the ending, and we honestly just didn't want to end off the series like that. So did some research, came back strong, and posted the end of that game. So, and I believe Ryan also posted his end of Masters of Orion. So go check that out. That's been quite the series. It's been enjoyable seeing a look back at a fun little space game. Space RPG. I'm not sure what you'd call that game, but a lot of fun either way. So we'll go right into, we're just flying here because without stuff going back and forth, it's actually actually pretty quiet of a week here. All right, so on the poll this week, I put it up so you think I'd remember it, but I didn't. So the poll this week, because Sega hit the big 60th anniversary, was what is your favorite all-time Sega game? And there's been lots to choose from, and that's across a lot of different consoles. And we got quite a few good answers. A lot of people added them on. But rounding out the bottom here, we got Echo the Dolphin, Sonic and Knuckles add-on 1, 2, or 3, etc. Okay, fair enough. Virtua Fighter 2. Yep, that's always forget about the Virtua Fighter series, but that was Sega. We got Ghostbusters, Outrun. That's a classic. Gunstar Heroes, fantastic game. Toe Jam and Earl. which just got a, reboot here not too long ago. Looks really good. Panzer Dragoon, Sonic and Knuckles 3, Daytona, USA. Yes, Daytona. Oh, it's a great game. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. That's easily one of my top games. That's an absolutely amazing game. Streets of Rage 2. A lot of people consider that the best one in the series. We got Comic Zone. Fantastic beat 'em up. Altered Beast. Yep. If you're talking Genesis, the Master System game, not so great. So someone put in Sonic 2, which makes sense. A lot of people like Sonic 2. I always preferred Sonic 3, which, yeah, didn't get as much love. But Sonic 2, definitely a huge improvement over the original, that's for sure. Number 1 is Shinobi. That's a bit of a surprise, but Shinobi was a great game. I'm assuming they're talking the Genesis version. There was one for the Master System as well, but actually, was there a Genesis version? Yeah, there must have been. I think there was. But yeah, great game. Thank you everyone who voted. That was that. Got a lot. As always, we always really enjoy seeing the community kind of all digging into something like that, like seeing everyone's opinion on that. And, oh yeah, new gameplay footage of Diablo 4. Forgot that in the news, so go check that out. I tend not to get too excited about Blizzard news, because the game will come out when it's ready. They always tell you that, so... You see, this gameplay, it might not come out for 4 years, so I try not to get too excited about it. Alright, so this week's Cheap Bad Game Challenge. In what was a huge disappointment for me, Ryan played Ant-Gravity and said it was okay. It was indeed a cheap game, but it was not a bad game. So that's our first disappointment of having a decent game. So check up his review. It was Ant-Gravity for the Switch, and turned out to be a great game. So he was super excited about it. Not being a bad game, which, good for him, that's great. I'm so excited about that. And yeah, I'm really, really thankful his game didn't suck. Yeah, oh boy. Alright, so he has picked a game for me that let's check out here together. I'm going to Bing it because I'm a pleb. Cosmonauta. This is his game. He sent me a text saying this will be the one I'm playing. Alright, what we got here? Ooh, that looks good. Right now it's 49 cents American. During a space expedition, our hero experiences issues with the navigation system and now needs to face the dangers of the unknown to find his way back. Oh, you know what? That doesn't look... Okay. Is that all we see? There's no other screens? No, alright. Okay. 64 levels full of challenging puzzles? Easy to play, difficult to master. Well, those are the kind of words that use... that instills confidence. Should be great. So yeah, look forward to that. Keep your eyes peeled for that this week. You'll see me playing that. And I'm hoping personally that we have 2 good games in a row, but I'm not holding my breath. Alright. So that leads into our new segment, Retro Pick. And what that was this week is that whoever's doing the Bad Game Challenge, the other person is doing a Retro Pick, which is going to be a game that they always wanted to play, like an older game, or that they used to play and they want to go back and kind of look at it. And so what I did, I kind of matched that in with a cable that I got for the PSP, a replacement HDMI cable out. And I played Mercs on the PSP Capcom collection. Reloaded, I believe there were 2 of them. And just a fun little, I think it's a 1990 Capcom arcade game. It's you can play 3 players. You're coming from the bottom to the top. You're a Arnold looking kind of guy, and you're shooting bad guys and getting power-ups, and it's a lot of fun. So look for that on our channel as well, and hopefully you all enjoyed that little look back in the in the archives of Rob's old games. And Ryan will be doing one this week. He's not too sure which one he's doing yet, but keep your eyes open for that as well. So we're just spitting out the videos nowadays. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them. We've been getting good feedback on them so far, so let us know always what you think, and any comments you have are always appreciated. All right, so the last segment, as always, is what's making us grumpy. And anyone who knows me can probably get this figured out. They probably got a pretty good idea what's going on, but it's Sega. Sega is making me grumpy, and I'm going to take a sip here before I get into it because I'm about to get riled up. All right. So Sega, what the hell? Sega dropped the news that they are going to do a huge video game press conference and a news release, something that was going to change and rile up the video game industry. And as a Sega fanboy, the resident Sega fanboy of the Grumpy Old Gamers, I got super stoked. I was looking forward to new systems, maybe partnerships with, like Brent theorized that it might be a partnership with Sony. Other people had mentioned it might be a partnership with Microsoft for Japan. And what did they release? 4 mini Game Gears and a fog-based cloud gaming service. I haven't been that disappointed in a while. I mean, a Game Gear Micro done right could have been awesome. I mean, a new LCD screen, because the one thing with the Game Gear is a great system. I loved it. Crappy battery life, because I mean, that was the time. And the screen was pretty awful. It's hard to go back and play it now, right? So having a chance to actually see the system kind of brought back within like a mini kind of console or something that you could download games. Like the Game Gear has a plethora of fantastic looking games. And they released 4 mini consoles, $40 a piece, 4 games each. And honestly, like, they're not great games. Like, I really don't know what they're thinking. But we saw that and we thought, okay, you know what? Maybe that wasn't their big news. That was just the appetizer, right? And then the big announcement after that was this fog-based gaming service using arcade hardware in Japan. Really? I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it might be something. Like, maybe it's going to be like what Stadia should have been. Because, I mean, Sega has a lot of great arcade games out there. Maybe we're going to see a whole bunch of classic games, remade games. Like, it's not like an old video game company can't come back and make something new. I mean, Intellivision's doing the Amico here. It looks great. Like, Sega made the Genesis Mini, which was fantastic. Honestly, my favorite mini system. But this is the news. Like, I'm personally going to need some sort of a wow press conference, or maybe like a showing of the hardware and what it can do. But right now, I'm just disappointed. And Sega, you let me down, man. You let me down. Yep. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. So next week, watch out for the my bad game challenge. Is going to be Cosmonauta on the Switch. Keep an eye out for Ryan doing his retro pick, and you might see a couple other surprises here too. Like I recently won a TurboGrafx 16, a full size one, with some games here. So I might actually go through some of these, do a little bit of some game reviews. I was never a huge TurboGrafx 16 fan, but I'm super excited to try it out. So maybe keep your eyes open for that. And not this Monday, but the Monday after, we're going to do the big draw. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you haven't entered, all you have to do is go to the pinned post on our page, our Facebook page on Facebook at the Grumpy Old Gamers, and just leave a comment. Just tell us something you like about the page. Tell us something you'd like us to see. leave some feedback, like even just say hi or here or something like that, and you're automatically entered for the $50 Amazon gift card, which will draw live on that Monday, so on the 15th. And I think that's just about it. It's a little shorter than you're used to, but without the banter back and forth, you can only go so far, right? But hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you like, check out our original content at www.thegrumpyoldgamers.com. And that's where we post all our original content, the old reviews. You see retro reviews there. We also have a Facebook page. Just look for The Grumpy Old Gamers on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel as well. Same thing, look for The Grumpy Old Gamers. And you can check out this podcast on by searching You Can't Teach an Old Gamer New Tricks on any of your favorite Spotify's, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Buzzsprout, any of those, and you'll find us. So thanks again for checking us out. I'm Rob, and next week it may just be me again, or we may have some special guests. We're going to kind of play it by ear. So thanks again for watching. Take care, stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.